Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, depending upon where you're joining us from. It's great to see everyone. Uh, well, John, it's good seeing you again. It was good seeing you last week. Chris, it's great seeing you again after all these years. Nice seeing you, my friend. Guys, we will get started here in about a minute. As we're getting ramped up, if you guys have been on one of my trainings before, you know that this is a full contact training. We love to see faces. We love to see smiling eyes. We love to see laughter. We love to see thumbs up. And you're going to be fully participating in this call. This is not going to be a call where you're just going to sit here and listen to two boring guys talk to you. You're going to be fully participating as we go. So, with that being said, the chat is going to be something we're going to be using a lot. We're going to be opening it up for questions at times. And I'm going to ask everyone to be fully participating. So if you have anything you're multitasking with, you're answering emails, sending texts, scrolling on social, give us your full attention. And I promise we are going to try to bring so much value to you right now. One other quick thing, if you did want to add where you're joining us from city-wise, you can go into your Zoom screen above your image and in the upper right-hand corner, click on the three dots and then you can scroll down and you could add where you're joining us from. We have people joining us all across the country today, and we are going to have an incredible time. All right. Let's get our party started here and welcome everyone to our monthly free training. Our training today, as crazy as it sounds to me, is we are going to be talking about how you as realtors can leverage the holidays for your business. Our goal today is to get through some of this content and to make sure that we are giving you exact tactics you can leverage, but more importantly, we want to ignite your mind. We really want you thinking and engaging and making sure that you're leaning into your most powerful attribute, which is your authenticity, right? We're going to give you ideas. A lot of these ideas are things that I think or that Matt thinks. But at the end of the day, the most powerful thing that we're going to do is allow you to lean into your authenticity. And these next 2 months, in my opinion, these are the most critical 2 months inside of real estate, ironically.
This is
So
it.
yeah, this is it, Matt, right? It's and it's hard for me to believe, Matt, that we are at the end of October already. It feels like this year has flown by. It's crazy. So with that being said, let me do quick introductions. Matt, allow you to introduce yourself first.
Hey, everybody. Great to be here with Skye and the rest of the crew. Love seeing a bunch of familiar names in the chat, and excited to be here. I'm the former Chief Marketing Officer, CMO, the leader of marketing at Compass Real Estate. Was created the brand there and was there for a full 8-year run through our IPO. Have since then continued since I left to become an advisor and consultant to tech startup and leaders across a lot of different companies, but I also focus a lot of my attention on continuing to build the entrepreneurial businesses of agents. And I've really focused my energies around what I heard from the agents, which was focus on AI and how marketing and AI can really accelerate their business. And so that's where I'm focusing a lot of my coaching and attention with agents today.
Awesome. Matt, so thrilled to do this with you again. I love collaborating with you. And again,
Same, Scott.
you guys are going to hear some amazing things today from Matt as we go forward. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Skye Michiels. I'm the founder and CEO of With Heart Coaching. I've been in real estate since 2002, so almost 23 years now. And my specialty inside of real estate is really being able to lean into old school real estate, which is rooted in human relationships, combined with modern technology and tactics in ways that you can practice this business with joy, with love, with kindness, and lean into your superpower, which is your authenticity and who you are as a person. So everything we do today, my hope is that you're on this training and you literally going to walk away with things that you can do, but do in a way with that's going to accentuate your kindness, your love, and who you are as a human being. So I'm thrilled to present this to you today. And again, I really hope you get some value from it as well. I'm going to start out with a quote. One of my favorite authors, Bob Berg, he wrote a book called The Go-Giver. And as we enter this season of giving, I really want all of us to embrace this concept that your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. Not most realtors did not get into real estate because of the fact you loved earning commissions. You got into real estate because you actually love helping people. And I think with this, everything that we've gone through over the last 5 years, we've lost a little bit of that luster of what we love about this business. So as we go through this next hour with you, I really want you to lean into this concept. How much can you give over the next 2 months in order to generate your business? Now, to get us started, again, I'm going to stress that this is a full contact training, which means I want you in the chat. We're going to be doing a lot of prompting, a lot of question asking. And the more you interact in the chat, the better this is going to be. To get us started, to get us warmed up, in the chat, if you could put one word that describes how you feel when you are giving gifts to people that you know, right? What is that feeling, that emotion that you have? Joyful, excited, grateful, love. This is awkward. Okay, Gabe. Warm, happy, etc. Excited. Good. For the most part, every word you're putting in there, we want to feel that over these next 2 months. And the reality for a lot of us inside of real estate, let's be real, the day-to-day, sort of structure of real estate sometimes can be sort of, difficult, we'll say, to say the least. So the more that we give and the more we're doing this gift giving, and gift giving, by the way, does not necessarily need to mean physical gifts. The more we lean into this, the more joy, happiness, excitement we are going to feel. And this next 2 months is one of the greatest 2 months that we are going to enter within this. So Matt, for you, when you are working with realtors, a business owner,
Yeah.
like why are the holidays so important to realtors?
Well, one thing I think, Skye, is, to me, the holidays is one of the only times of the year where you have the combination of people's attention, right? Like, and there's actually time off. There's like willing to go to events and do things. There's a little bit of a different like mindset in people. And also they're all thinking about goodwill, right? It's the season of goodwill. And so combine those two things together, and all of a sudden you have like a mix, which is just incredible for this business, right? Because you're looking to actually like get in front of people, reconnect with your sphere, with your core audience, and it is a perfect storm of that happening the holidays. It's really the only time of the year that those two things happen together. And also, there's a little bit of urgency thrown in too, Skye, like at
Yeah,
the end of the year, right? Of people wanting to do things, to like to participate, to like make it happen before the year out. So.
love it.
Um, yeah,
It's
I think it's the most important time to me of for that. Whenever I talk to agents about like planning towards this moment.
Yep, exactly. And I think, Matt, the other thing I think about, and actually I want in the chat for everyone in the chat, I want you to put a number of how many people your clients and past clients, your sphere, each individual, how many people are they going to probably interact with over the next 2 months, from holiday parties, Thanksgiving, high school reunions, maybe, work parties, etc. How many people are they going to one person going to interact with for the most part? Yeah, 100, 50,
That's
25, right?
hundreds.
Hundreds. And if you were to imagine being in their mind, Matt, in like this positive, awesome way, how many real estate conversations are going to happen in the next 2 months? Like that's the concept I want everyone to
So
lean
many.
into. So many, right? Because at this time of year, what is everyone talking about? They're talking about their goals or dreams. What are we going to do next year, etc. And you want to be in someone's mind in a really positive way when those conversations are happening. And that
You
there's no better time than the holidays to do this, right?
One other line I want to give everyone that I just hopefully just stick it inside your head as you're thinking about all the things that we're going to talk about today, and think about, when you think about marketing during the holidays, it's that you're not marketing. Don't think about it as marketing. Think about it as hosting your community.
Mm.
That is what you're doing. Like the marketing activity should be focused around hosting your community, having these hundreds of conversations, getting them to feel like they're a part of a community that you are involved with, and then they are telling others about you as part of their conversation. So it's
So key.
Should have that mind shift.
So key. And again, a lot of realtors, sometimes during the holidays, like three mistakes I've witnessed for years and decades of my career. A lot of realtors just go into hibernation, right? They're a little burnt out or whatever it is, and they just sort of retreat. They don't really do anything inside of real estate for these next 2 months, and it is a massive mistake. The other mistake I've seen people make is that they do only one thing and that's all they do over the holidays. They just send out the same 100 Christmas cards every year, or they drop off 10 pies to the same people every year. The reality is that we've seen real estate markets shrink. We've seen the number of sales shrink. So as realtors, we need to increase our efforts, not decrease. And then finally, I think we make it we need to lean into this concept of being a go-giver and giving more value, right? And what value can you provide over these next 2 months? So these are mistakes people make. And again, as we start to go through these tactics, I want to stress to everyone on this call that as we go through here, the goal is to give you some actionable things, but really the goal is to ignite your mind and ignite your creativity and ignite your authenticity. So we're going to give you ideas, but at the end of the day, there are so many other things you can do beyond what we're going to talk about. So the first thing we need to lean into is this concept of gratitude and gifting. And again, the beautiful thing about these next 2 months is there is no greater 2 months that we can lean into gratitude and gifting. In my opinion, this is not just like the clients that purchased with you this year. This is every person that you've interacted with that's helped you in the current year, but also in the past. And when we can express gratitude and create these positive conversations, interactions with people, you'll be shocked at what comes back to you. The second thing is we need to elevate our appreciation of people who have used us or referred us in order to reinforce that relationship and reinforce those actions. So, how do we do this? And I'm going to give you two incredibly simple ways. And as you guys are thinking of this, if there's anything you do, we're going to ask you to put some ideas in the chat. And your goal is going to be to leave this call with very actionable things. But the first thing is so incredibly simple, but it amazes me how many people don't do this. And the first thing I would recommend that everyone does is on maybe the Wednesday before Thanksgiving or the week of Thanksgiving, I would send your past clients, and depending on how big your sphere is, a message around Thanksgiving and gratitude. Again, just this one little message allows you to be present in their mind in a positive way. And the goal is that you should be able to deliver this in a way that's not, time consuming, is not going to bog you down, is not going to make you overthink this as well. The tool that I use for text messaging is a tool called the Reach app because in essence, it allows you to do this at scale where you can send individual text messages through technology. And again, this is just an example of a script, but you guys can take this and use this in multiple ways. But I would love to challenge every single person on this call to reach out to all of your past clients with a message of gratitude. And again, the key thing I want you to embrace is even those people that you haven't talked to maybe in a long time. There's no better way or time to express gratitude than someone who has helped you in the past. Um,
Yeah.
Matt,
My
anything?
my one addition here, guys,
Yep.
just like the I can't quantify the increased value by just giving them one small nugget of personalization to this.
Mm,
Um, I would, whether it's a, how's your son doing if they have a kid that or how about the Mets, if they love the Mets, whatever it might be, or gosh, the Mets stunk this year, for all you Mets fans out there, unfortunately. Um, and I would actually remove any mention of real estate in it. Like this
perfect.
has part of my real estate family. I actually wouldn't say that. You're part of
Yep.
your friend group. This is part of my community.
Mhm.
And again, getting back to that, I think is really important.
Love it. And again, I think it's a kind of thing that even including like a picture of your kids or something that does add that personalization, it really amps up the power when you personalize these messages.
That's right.
So it's huge. The other thing that I am a big fan of, and I would highly recommend, and this could be the people you did help this year or maybe the last year, is gift giving, right? And one of the things that is so critical for everyone on this call to lean into is what are the gifts that you can give that will, A, not include any branding on it, right? Don't make it about you, make it about them. And if possible, is there something you can give every single year that every year when they decorate their Christmas tree, what's there? This Christmas ornament that is personalized, it's about them. And again, if you did this every single year, they will remember you once a year when they are doing something that's joyful to them, right? And the whole key to gift giving, again, is not making it about them. So that's where again, I'm just trying to give everyone very tactical examples, but you want to do something that's authentic to you. So if Christmas is a holiday that they don't celebrate or you don't celebrate, maybe there's other things around a holiday that you do celebrate, but this is an example of something that is repeatable that you can do every single year, and it'll recycle every single year. And the key thing again is don't put your face on the back of the ornament like thumbs up, like, hey, I'm your realtor, right? Don't make it about you. They will remember you if you properly are in contact with them, but it'll really bring up the positivity and the emotion every year when they open that gift. So,
Yeah. I see in the chat, Anthony mentioned, hey, what about just an itsy bitsy bit of branding? And, Anthony, that's just not the right time for it, right? This isn't the moment. This
yeah.
is the holidays. This is where it's about them. And really, it's about creating something and giving them something that they're going to remember and use. And there's other times for branding.
Yeah. In the chat, if there's anything that you are thinking of doing or that you do that is gift giving, let's make this a very collaborative call.
Yeah,
And I would
loving
love,
seeing some of these ideas in there.
yeah, yeah. Matt, how can someone use AI in this sense of gratitude and gift giving? Is there anything with artificial intelligence that they could lean into with this?
Well, one of the amazing things is just, this sometimes you mention like, hey, the reason people do the same thing is because it's actually sometimes hard to come up with ideas every year of like what to do. And you have an engine to help you create ideas with AI. So number one, just the very basic is give me a list of ideas specific for the holidays for types of gifts that I can provide people. Um, the key again for in working with AI is that the more it knows about you and your business and the context of that, the neighborhood you work in, types of clients you work with and want to target, the more quality it can provide you with the answers. And so give it the information about the people that you're trying to connect with, right? About your ideal customers, and then ask it to provide ideas for gifts for you.
Awesome. I love it. So that, guys, is the gratitude and gifting. And again, we just gave you two very easy examples. There are so many other ways that you can go about this. But my challenge to every single person on this call is to, number one, figure out how you're going to express gratitude to your sphere and your past clients, your forever clients, as I like to call them. And then what is something that you can gift to people that did transact with you that will bring up, be a lasting memory that they'll think about you every single year as you go forward. So the second tactic we'll talk about, and this is one of my favorites, is events, right? And client events sometimes can overwhelm people and can stress people out because of expenses and because of the work needed and all the things that sort of come to mind. But I do want to stress to everyone on this call, if you can create an anchor event that you do every single year, it'll be something that you will look forward to, that you each time you do it, you're going to perfect, and it's going to grow in popularity and presence within your sphere. Again, the key thing that I think with events is that most people that are getting invited to a client appreciation event, it's sometimes it's hard to just show up to a group of people that you don't really know and they want to see you as a realtor, but if you don't provide a reason for them to go beyond just seeing you, they're not meeting up with their friends or their family, or there's no experience. So with these events, I always like to make sure you're adding something in there that provides a reason for them to go beyond seeing you. Maybe it's an event that they can bring family and friends to. right? It's like you rent out an ice skating rink in your city and in your town, and it's like just to them, and they can bring people to that. Maybe it's a charity event, or it's an experience that they're going to have, or they're picking up a gift, or whatever it might be. When you're building out a client event, I would highly recommend you give people a reason to come that is beyond just seeing you. Ironic, I know you guys might not believe this, but people actually love you and they want to come see you. But if the only reason they're coming is just to see you, it sometimes can create a little bit of resistance to going. So create events that actually include other people, their family, their friends, includes maybe charity, or includes some type of experience that they can walk away with. And as we lean into these events, right, you should combine again this concept of appreciation and gift giving inside the event. And the final thing is make it authentic to you. If you're an introvert and you do not like big crowds, guess what? Don't do a massive client appreciation event where you are forced to do something that is not real and authentic to you. Do something where people are coming to you maybe and picking up, for example, a pie pickup, right? That is an example. And this is something that I want to stress to every single person on this call. When you do a client event, the most important thing is this first line. It's about the reach, not the result. Meaning, if you do a client event and you properly reach out to people and you have great conversations and they feel your presence and they can't come, that is almost as effective as the people who come. The people who come to the event, that's just the icing on the cake. The cake itself is how am I going to reach out to people? And if we only rely on email, we are missing the mark. A mailed invitation, a beautifully worded text message, a phone call to invite them. All these things highlight the importance of the reach. And again, whoever shows up, that's just icing on the cake. Um, the
Mhm.
other thing that you can lean into is your authenticity. So if you are, again, if you're into charity, is there a charity event you can create? If you love cooking, holiday cooking party. Thanksgiving, I love Thanksgiving because it's early in the holiday season. It's right before a major holiday that all the friends and family are getting together. And if you give a Thanksgiving pie pickup party as an example, this is something that they most likely will use in front of friends and family. So these
I'd
are,
love to see,
yeah,
I'd love to see in the chat how many of the agents on today's call have currently have a holiday event planned.
perfect. Put the word
All
me in
right.
the chat, guys, if you have
That's
one.
right.
Yeah. Put the word me if you're planning a holiday event. Awesome. Dina working on it. Great. Susie working on. All right, good. Me. Awesome, guys. Really cool. Now, if you do not have one planned, Matt, what can they use to help them if they don't have one planned?
Exactly. Well, again, like you might think if I'm, in this chat, I'm seeing all these people saying me, and I'm not saying anything. It's okay, right? Because you have AI, you have a partner now to help you come up with ideas, execute ideas. And one of the keys, I think, when you're using AI, which is a really powerful thing, and even those for you who are planning now, using it as a planning partner and telling it, I only have limited time. It's only me doing this event, right? I only have, a month. It's a month away. I need it to be starting 4 weeks from now. I need the planning to happen over the next 2 weeks. By giving it very specific use cases, it's going to come up with all kinds of new, incredible ideas that are within a window, right? So it's going to actually give you ideas that are easier to execute, right? Whereas right now you're thinking like, oh, I have a whole bunch of general ideas of things I'd like to do, but you might not even have enough time, right? Because it's October 29th and you want to do something the second week in December before the Christmas holiday. So by giving it that very specific example of like the limitations that you have, it will actually come up with better ideas.
Yeah. And again, I think in addition, you could ask it to create my marketing plan, create my standard operating procedure, create
That's right.
the how-to.
It'll
So
do it
I
all.
can
It'll
execute.
write the emails for you. It'll create the how-tos. It will do the marketing plan for the event that you create because you do need that.
Yep. And I want to reinforce that this can be a little bit scary for people sometimes because you worry about is anyone to show up. So make sure you're leaning into doing things that are going to be fun no matter what, right? And again, that reach, not the result, is the message I really want you to reinforce in your mind that as long as I properly reach out to people, it will be worth the effort. And in my opinion, there is nothing that will create more authentic conversations than inviting someone to a party, a pie pickup, a holiday, fill in the blank. So that invite is such a powerful conversation starter that you all can lean into. Awesome.
That's right.
By the way, last before we move into this idea, if you have any really great ideas, add those into the chat. And if you're doing something that you think is a great idea, again, we have 100+ agents on this call that are all doing amazing things. Let's lean into this collaboration. So as I want to see some of my ideas dropped in.
Lots of great ideas in there.
Yeah, movie parties, great one. Holiday, a mahjong party, great. Latkes, great. Awesome. Keep the ideas flowing inside of there, guys. All right, Matt, tactic number three, and this is one that I've been preaching this for a couple of years now, and I just love this idea. And this is, and I titled this the Thanksgiving recipe book, but you could rename that into anything. I'll give you guys an example as well of a cocktail or mocktail recipe book. But one of the things that I think as realtors, we feel the pressure to reach out to people to with messages around either real estate or we feel like we need to provide. But the reality is, your clients actually love helping you. So, asking your clients for help is actually a really, really powerful way that you can build your business and create conversations. So, this concept, and again, we're sort of at the precipice. If you're going to do this for Thanksgiving, like this week or the very latest next week, you need to be working on this is let's reach out to your clients, ask them what is your favorite Thanksgiving recipe or holiday cookie recipe or cocktail recipe. Let them know, hey, I'm going to be assembling this into a cookbook that you can share. The reason I love this tactic is it gives you ways of connecting with people across multiple mediums. For your top people, you literally could assemble this into a cookbook and you could print up copies or put them in the mail for your top clients. For your most of your sphere, you could send them a link to the cookbook via text or email. No, you could also put this in your newsletter or other marketing. Frankly, you could even put a postcard together and send this to your farm as well. And this is just such an easy reach that you can do, a fun thing that you can do. And by the way, you could tie this into lots of things around social media or other ways of leveraging this. So I'll give you guys an
Yeah.
example, Matt, too. This is an example, one of our clients here. He put together, Brad Ferrand put together holiday cocktails, right? So it does not, I want to reinforce, it doesn't need to be just Thanksgiving recipes. And this is something that he's done for a couple of years now, and it's really had a powerful impact on his business. So,
And
Matt,
I
you
love
got
these ideas in the chat, right? People calling it a friendship cookbook, or Helen kind of highlighting that this is the kind of thing that becomes a family tradition. I think when you ask that your clients for what they care about, right, and what they are interested in, the things that matter to them, that is the most powerful thing you can do. It shows care. It shows you want to get to know them more deeply, and then to reflect that back on it and show them that you put something together. One additional thing might be, could you make your client cook on one side is the cookbook is the recipe, and then you ask ChatGPT to make a poem based on that recipe.
it.
On the other side of the page is the poem that you write related to that, and you share back that to the client.
Oh, I love that, Matt. That's awesome. So, and again, I think these ideas of using AI in ways that we just, for me to create a poem is impossible, but using AI, my God, what an incredible way that you can connect with people. And again, it all we're after in these next few months is conversations and being present in a positive way in people's minds. So when they go to holiday parties, Thanksgiving, company parties, etc., and that topic of real estate comes up, you are front and center in their minds. So, and again, yeah, feel free to add. I love these ideas coming into the chat. We should actually Matt, throw the chat into ChatGPT and say, organize this into a collection of ideas from this call. Because these
It's
are
absolutely right. That's
brilliant.
that's our follow-up right there, Skye.
There it is. I know. So guys, the more, like I said, this is full contact. The more you're pouring into that chat, we're going to take that, throw it into ChatGPT so it cleans it up and summarizes it. So you're going to have a list after this call of everyone's ideas cleaned up and in a really, really succinct way. All right. The next thing, and this is something that you can start to use this probably after Halloween or this upcoming week. Um, Really starting this process of talking about goals for 2026, right? And again, you do not need to wait until New Year's or January to start talking about this. This is actually the best time of year to really start referencing next year. And as you connect with people, about, hey, is buying or selling real estate part of your goals for 2026? I would love to get ahead of this and talk to you further about what we can do or how I can help you. And again, make it all about them. The other thing that's powerful is letting other people know what your goals are, right? You can say, in 2026, my goal is to help 30 families purchase a home. If there is anyone that you know that I can help, please let me know. Here is again just an example, I'm trying to just give you guys very tactical examples so we can get you started down the path of creating your authentic message. But this is an example of an easy email. And again, you want to send this via individual email. And if you have the capability inside your CRM, it's called either a bulk email or some CRMs call it a batch email, where it will personalize each one. This is not a marketing email, by the way. This is a personal email you want to send that says, hey, I'm checking in to say hi. If buying or selling is part of your plans for next year, I would love to help you get prepared. Right. And this is a really great way to connect with a lot of people, um, and really ask them, hey, is the holidays or is 2026 the year that you're going to actually buy or sell? And how can I help you in that process? So sometimes it's difficult for us to ask for the referral or ask for the business. This is a great time of year where you actually can put yourself out there in a way that is beneficial and doesn't feel sort of salesy. Um,
I'm going to build on this, guy, because I think I love this idea, and I think additional kind of level that you could take this, that I think is a very effective way to get back in touch with those who've you either sold with in the past, is a simple equity report, right?
Love
And
it.
you don't call it an equity report, but it's basically like your home's value where it is today. Like, and you do a little bit of research, right? You can use AI, you use the tools, that you have available to easily create a little CMA about basically about the home. And you send it to them not as a like, hey, are you ready to start selling? But like, you've acquired a ton of equity in
Yeah,
your home this year or over the last 2 years or since we purchased the home at this date. And I just wanted to share with you and let you know where you were. And this is an incredibly powerful asset that you have that you can now utilize. And so let's talk about that.
love
And
it.
I think those getting back to what they care about, what they want, is to know more about like what value that has been created by their home.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing, and Matt, I seen the chat, and Shelly said, "Would you send this to people who bought and sold in 2025?" What you might want to think about in 2025 would just be for those people that bought or sold, would just be to say, if you know anyone who's thinking about it, right? You could insert that. Most likely, they're not buying or selling if they just bought or sold. But again, Shelly, it's never a bad idea to just make sure people know you do work by referral and you're willing to help anyone that they know, right? And
Also, a
that
great thing to them is potentially it's an interest rate oriented message, right? Which is, hey, they might have gotten locked in at a higher rate. You might encourage them to refinance because rates are starting to tick down. There's all kinds of ways to reapproach them related to, again, what would they care about with their particular home's value.
exactly. And Matt, that brings up a great point. Like in this email, they're looking in that you guys are looking at, it does say buying or selling, but you could insert all kinds of messages in here. Is your goal improving your home? Is your goal to upgrade your kitchen? Is your goal to refinance or save money? right? So you could rework this message in so many different
Um,
ways that feels way more authentic to you.
so I don't think, I mean, obviously there's just like,
There we go. And this is going to be really critical for everyone. But I do think it's the golden opportunity to have this conversation about goals for 2026.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage everyone to do something along this lines that feels natural to you, that does allow you to create conversations with people about real estate.
And
Uh,
about their goals. People love talking about their goals
yeah.
too, just in
Exactly.
general.
Yeah. And again, Matt, I think the thing that's great about that, and that's why I don't want anyone to send this as a marketing email, is because it should be a personal conversation. It shouldn't feel
That's
like
right.
marketing. It should feel like you are reaching out to them. The more you personalize this message, by the way, the more effective it's going to be. If they feel like they're on a mass email, people won't respond. But if you ask them how their kids are doing, or talk about sports, or make it very,
Yeah.
very personal, you will get responses. And by the way, maybe this is a phone call, maybe this is a text message. Email is not the best medium, but I know for a lot of people, you do want to do certain things at scale. So that's why, you could think about email, text, or phone call, and all work really well. The other thing that works really well is old school. I know this is an old school method of sending something through the mail, but if you were to, let's say, get a magnet calendar for someone's fridge, I would not just send the calendar. I would send a personal letter that I wrote. And this can be, you can type it up, get along the same lines of saying, hey, I am here to support any goal you have. It could be refinancing, it could be upgrading their kitchen, it could be anything, but anchoring it around this magnet as an example of something old school, it is extremely effective to do something that people do get in the mail. And Matt, I was on a phone call today with my a company that I hired to try to help me with email deliverability. And you guys would be shocked at all the changes that are happening inside email providers. And as realtors, we really need to adopt this mindset that if we're only relying on email as a way to communicate with people, I guarantee you are missing the mark. That there are so many people not hearing from you because the messages you're sending are going someplace that they don't see it, or they gloss over it, or they just don't really enjoy getting email. So that's key.
Right.
Awesome. And then the final thing on this, and then we're going to really try to push this into questions for you guys and open this up into a conversation. But I really want to stress that these next 2 months is the perfect time frame for you to go back to basics. The things we avoid, like working on our CRM, creating a business plan, updating our records, getting our files in order, cleaning up our computer drive, like all the things that are back to basics. This is something that I really want to stress to everyone on this call, that you need to lean into this back to basics movement in a hardcore way. Both Matt and I love talking technology. We love talking AI, but we both will stress that the power inside of real estate is actually in the human being, in the relationship, in the ability to make someone feel like they matter. And going old school is something that I'm going to stress to everyone. And we'll share this, we're going to share these resources with you. But we basically just put together, 30 ideas that you could do to go back to basics. So you'll be able to go in here. And again, my recommendation would not be to do all these, but what are the ways that we can go back to basics and go old school real estate in order to build our business as we move forward here? Matt,
I
anything?
think back to
Yeah,
that back to basics idea, Skye, one of the things I try to train and teach in my courses and really emphasize using AI to help is defining our core customer.
that's it.
Who are the people that you look back on this year that were your core people, your core promoters? Who are the people that you really want to make sure to have high touch connections with before the end of the year? And as you look forward, what's the type of person that you want to add 5, 10, 20 type of people to your business next year, right? People that you know you interact with well, that you work with, you connect with consistently. There are themes, everybody. You might not think there are. Use AI to analyze your business, help you find your ICP. It's part of the course I do at the end of this year in December. And this is getting back to basics. Because if you don't know who your customer is, you're not effectively marketing to anyone.
Mm, so powerful. Matt, what are some ways, like give us some maybe tactical specific ways that these guys can use AI to identify some of their target clients or important people that they should be talking to?
Well, one of the fantastic things is you've got the ability now, you're coming into the final 2 months of the year. You have 10 months of deals, 10 months of interactions, 10 months of emails and dialogues that you've had with people. You can very simply take that Excel sheet or export your deal list. You can upload that list, give it as much rich information about those neighborhoods that you sold in, the information about those people that you sold to, and ask ad to do some insight analysis to actually tell you, okay, based on what's here, based on my data, what are the trends you're seeing? Who are my customer? Where should I be focusing? It might not know the exact answer where to start, but it will have insights that you can share. And I will be almost willing to guarantee that you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You can do the same, right, with your email, basically, right? By going and having it just quickly analyze and look at past emails and say, hey, based on the conversations I've had, what are the topic areas of interest that people have been asking about? What are the questions that the agents, my customers have been asking me to get information on? And it will help you summarize that. So that's a great place to start.
Yeah. And Matt, there's nothing more back to basics than actually everyone on this call investing in yourself and your business over these next 2 months. Definitely the next 2 months, it's all about family and making sure you're recharging, but you need to be investing. And before we get to Q&A, we're going to try to leave a bunch of time for Q&A and collaboration and sharing. We have two programs that will help you in this. The first program that we're running it with Hard Coaching is something. This is a one-to-one sort of marketing, and basically what we want to do is make you findable inside of AI. So when someone is looking for a realtor in Philadelphia in the Rittenhouse neighborhood, how am I going to show up? And a lot of that goes back to the us making sure we are shining online, and a lot of this goes back to one-on-one. So we have a program called the Glow Up a Marketing and Online Edition, where we'll meet with you one-to-one over 6 sessions in order to dive in and help you build out all these things online that are going to drive you into this AI searches. This way, you don't need to worry about it. And the 6 sessions are broken down into brand identity, Google Business, your socials, LinkedIn, and then YouTube. And if you don't have any of these things, that's fine. We can help build it with you and for you, or we can even replace this with something else that you do use. And we'll send information out. But then Matt, I wanted you to share. I'm going to actually take my screen down. I want you to share your program coming up in December as well, because this is so critical that we lean into technology combined with old school real estate.
That's great, Skye. Thanks so much. Yeah, listen, like this kind of program works like completely in concert with what Skye is talking about, right? Like at the end of the year, this is your opportunity to just take a step, take a breath. You have 10 months to look back on and to set yourself up for success next year. And I focus on how teaching you the essentials of how to use the AI tools. And the end result is a 2026 marketing plan at the end of the sessions, 2 weeks. And I teach 5 live sessions, daily exercises each day that you'll do that are very simple to do, 15 to 30 minutes, to build your fluency, make you so much more comfortable with using AI in your day-to-day business, and with an end result of like being able to have a real plan that you and your team can action next year. So that's and going deep, I talk about find the searchability and finding yourself on AI as part of the course. And Skye's, diving deep into those channels and building that out is an incredibly important companion to that.
Yeah, and they go sort of hand in hand, guys. So I want to stress. Sometimes it's overwhelming to like, how do I do a Google business page? How do I do a LinkedIn profile or whatever it might be? And maximizing these so we're appearing in these AI searches is going to be critical. And then allowing Matt to go teach you the deeper levels and the understanding of really how to use it, it'll go hand in hand. Um, Awesome. So we've been talking a lot. You guys have been chatting a lot, by the way. Like this chat is gold. I cannot wait to send this to put this into AI, Matt, and like let it do its thing and
I
summarize
know,
it.
it's gonna be great.
Yeah, but let's get some live questions. And who has a question right now on this call that we could help answer or give you some
I
advice?
see one in there, Skye. It's from
Yeah.
Jennifer. How do we connect positively with our current customers that have not been able to sell due to market
Mm,
conditions?
mm, mm. Well, I'll give my answer, Matt, and then I'll dovetail
Yeah,
to
great.
Jennifer's. And Jennifer, I don't know if you're able to, are you able to unmute, Jen?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey Jen, so such a great question because Jen, how do you right now like that like stress we feel right of not having that house sold is so
Yeah,
paralyzing sometimes, right?
it
What
is. And these are our customers that come back to us all the time, you know. It's not like one customer we'll never see again, you know.
That's right. So Jen, the one thing I want you to think about is you and your clients are on the same team and you are aligned. And the more you can do to make them know that you're in this together, I think the more they'll resonate with it. Right. So if you are thinking about positive ways you can connect, and again, it'll go back to who the person is and what they will gravitate to. But I
Mm,
think something around, think of the stress that they're feeling and what is a gift or a recognition of something you could provide that would acknowledge that stress. And maybe it's something you do together so you can connect, or maybe it's something they do on their own, like a spa day that with
Yeah.
her and her husband, right? If it's a couple, right?
right,
Or and maybe it's someone that loves playing golf. So it's like a round of golf somewhere great. This is something because you really want to tailor this to the person. But the thing you want to stress is we are in this together. And guys, the stress you feel, I feel it every day. I wake up feeling that. And I just want you to know how much I want to acknowledge how stressful this is that this house hasn't sold. Right.
right.
So
Perfect.
yeah, and remind yourself that your job as a realtor is not to control market conditions. Your job as a realtor is to provide advice and guidance. But this holiday season is a great opportunity for you to show up in a very powerful way to your clients, right?
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Matt, anything to throw in there?
Well, Anthony had a follow-up too about what about divorce listing that's been sitting that's tough to connect with. And, I think it's Anthony, you're right. Like that's maybe not, that same level of stress, is now in the two parties, right? Maybe in this particular case, it might require double the duty depending on how you're managing the relationships and who you're working with specifically. Um, but I think that same kind of, stress relationship actually does make sense. I think I'm going to offer, I'm not sure if anyone's heard of a service called Final Offer. I've actually been working with them a little bit to help them with a rebrand and relaunch of their company. I don't work with them and I don't say that you should or shouldn't do it, but especially related to stale listings that have been on the market for a very long time, they have seen a lot of success on leveraging their platform to do alerting and kind of relaunch to some degree the people who maybe have been looking over time and creating some urgency, maybe around a price change. So, at the end of the year, also an opportunity, maybe Jennifer, to say, I've been looking around. I know we've tried everything, but here's a new thing. And I'm always trying to come up with ideas for you. So maybe worth looking at. I'm not sure if it's available in your market, but finaloffer.com is the website. I know for a fact that they have had a lot of success with stale listings and listings that have been on the market for a while.
Yeah. And it'll become a topic, guys, as this time of year is stressful for us because of those listings that haven't sold and we're entering a slower market time. The main thing is make sure you're having really consistent conversations with your people and making sure you understand what their needs and desires are. It's one of the most important things. All right. Who's a brave soul that wants to unmute and ask a question? We got some more in the chat, but I would love to see anyone want to ask a question and love to unmute. Susan.
Um, there's a lot of talk about AI, and that kind of scares me. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say it because I mean AI to synthesize notes, great. But AI to create an authentic conversation with a client doesn't feel authentic to me.
Great question. And I guess, Susan, the one thing to think about is use AI in ways that help you. Like anything in real estate, make it authentic to you. So if you are the best way to think, I guess the way I approach AI, and this if this helps people use it, is AI is my personal assistant. It's sitting next to me, and sometimes I just need help. Hey, can you help me write an email, right? Hey, can you help me come up with an idea for a gift for this person? And what you want to allow it to do is make you more powerful as a human being by, and again, not having a conversation with someone, not replacing you, but by enhancing your ability to be creative and think outside the box.
That's right.
And
This is a
that's like,
tool for you to be yourself, Susan. And I actually think that it's a way that the more it knows about you, the more you train it a little bit. I teach this in the course to understand your voice and how you talk. The more you can actually copy paste things because you're like, wow, this is how I would write. And if you don't, you know what, you just edit it to make sure it sounds you. It's really about imagine as an intern or an assistant that you're going to get them to do tasks for you to help you run your business, but they're not going to do it exactly as you want. You're going to have to add that editing layer. You're going to have to add that personalization of yourself in there. And so that really is just as important. And so it's never going to be able to replace the you in the relationship with your clients, but it can actually help you to, like Skye said, to come up with new ideas and to reach a lot more of the clients that you're working with, right? If you're limited by your own time, right, and your own ability to write an email, and you want to reach more people, that is a challenge. And so that's really the way to think about how AI can help you.
yeah. Matt, and also going back into events, like if you want to do an event and you're like feeling stressed out about time, AI can help you create the planning, create the how-tos. It just allows you to move faster and quicker through your processes. So again, use it as you see fit. But I would say understand it so the fear doesn't paralyze you or prevent you from using a tool that actually could really help you move through life and business in a smoother way. Awesome. All right, Amy, I see. Are you unmuted? Do you have a question, Amy? Or is it just accidental unmute?
Yeah, Skye, I wanted to comment on when we first started this AI and we were going through your classes and all these things together. One of the good things, the greatest things was what you taught me was how to create these prompts
Yeah.
and be really authentic and open. Like I have used it several times in situations where I felt like, well, this is going to be a challenge. So I put every single thing in there, how I was feeling, how I hope that get this across. Like I'm a real feeling. I'm it's amazing. I just highlight it and put it in front of me, and I had that. When I got back, what I was expecting, I was hoping to achieve. I
Yeah.
think, Susan, it may be helpful to have that conversation of thoughts, and it learns who you are and how you are because it'll always come and say, "Do you?"
Yeah.
Or because it doesn't know who
Yeah. Great.
and outrageous so and loud and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I think my comment and learn from you
Thanks you.
and Matt is certainly.
Amy, I think we're getting every other word. Maybe it's my connection, but
Yeah, no,
I
it's
think
true.
we
It's a
got
little,
the sense of
but we
it.
definitely got the sense. So thank you for that. She's absolutely right. This idea
Yeah.
that, basically what she's saying is like, share everything, share
Yeah.
your fears or your concerns about working with it, in the prompts and let it allow it to get to know you personally. And then it will shape, its responses. It will be more detailed. If you ask, hey, I don't understand, give me more detail of how this works.
Yeah.
And AI can help do that.
So, all right, guys. Well, we got 2 minutes left probably for any last questions. I have one last final challenge for the chat. And I'm going to really ask everyone to lean into this. If any last questions going once, going twice?
Let me say one thing right quick, Skye.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege one to work with both of you for my career. I'm the old guy here in the room, and I was scared about AI a lot. And I took Matt's first program. And Matt, the thing I was amazed is from the first time to the second time is so different and
Yeah.
so helpful because you lead us slowly through the AI and get the fear of using it out of it. And the one thing I'll always take away is, you remind me to always ask at the end, what question should have I asked you at the beginning of this to get the same output that it took me an hour and a half to get? And I use
That's
that
right.
one prompt all the time. It's an amazing thing. So take it,
That's
work,
awesome to hear,
work
Russ.
its
Thank you
weight
so
in
much.
gold.
Yeah. That question, Matt, say the question again, because this is the best AI question for everyone. If you get one thing from this call, this might be the gold nugget. What is the question you should ask ChatGPT?
Well, you should ask it like what questions I should be asking to avoid like the going the back and forth of all the things that we, are doing here. Like anything that you want that you don't know, you should ask it, right? So it's like it can help you streamline the way that you work with it itself. I said in the course as well. Another one that Russ and I have talked about is ask it what the prompt should be.
Yeah.
You don't know what the prompt is, that you don't know what the right prompt is, ask AI. You know what? I'm trying to make a marketing, I'm trying to build a video series for my neighborhood. What prompt would I write for you to give me the best result for a video series? And it'll show you the actual prompt itself. Then you just copy that, put it right back in, and it'll give you the result, a better result. And so it's a really great way to just think through that, to remove the fear.
Yeah.
And I think, it's
And
been amazing to see Russ, who's now like a user of it on a daily basis, right? In the beginning came in as like, how, right? What are things I do? And it's like, you just break the wall down for the fear of using it, and it allows you to move forward.
yeah. And again, I want to stress everyone, like, lean into technology to make you more human, right? To
That's right.
be able to actually accentuate who you are as a human being and your authenticity. And that is where you're going to uncover just magic in your business. So, all right, I have one final challenge in the chat. If you guys could put one additional thing that you're going to do over the next 2 months in order to leverage the holidays for your business. And I really want to stress, that's my one ask of everyone. This is a free training. I have one ask is what is that one thing that either sparked an idea, or maybe it was outside of what we talked about, but you had the idea today. What is the one thing you are going to do this year or in the next 2 months that you're going to take from this training? And love seeing these ideas pour in. Again, we are going to take this chat and we're going to throw it into AI and let it summarize it. We're going to provide you with links to the trainings. We're going to give you the slide decks with the resources. We're going to follow this up with an email, but I wanted to end just by thanking you guys for taking your busy time. I know how valuable your time is. Thank you for leaning in. Matt, huge thank you to you. And a huge thank you to the With Heart coaching team, Jared, Trisha, and Christina in the background as well. So I really, really cannot express my gratitude to everyone on this call. So
Thanks, everybody. So great to be here with all of you. Happy holidays. I don't get a chance to see anybody. It's an amazing time. So enjoy it and connect with your community.
thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Give us a call if you need anything. Bye, everyone.